Well, tonight we're speaking with a person who can tell us if there really is any difference. They changed both their race and their gender. Influencer and social media personality Ali London is back to living his life as a British man after having transitioned to a Korean woman. Ali underwent several surgeries to look like the lead singer of the hit Korean band called BTS. He later apologized, writing, "It was wrong of me to try and emulate him in such an obsessive way. I realize now that it wasn't the right thing to do. I cannot be another person. I just need to love myself. I've started to really love myself." And Ali is with us now. Good to see you. We appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so we live in an inclusive time, right? And that's a good thing, to be inclusive, accepting everything else. Why is it that you think the transracial movement is so threatening to transgender advocates?
Well, absolutely. We do live in an inclusive time, and there are so many people that adopt different identities. And now there seem to be over 100 different pronouns, from Ziza, for AE pronouns, and most people don't even know what that means. So I have struggled with identity. I've now overcome that, but I did at one point live in Korea. I had surgery to have a Korean aesthetic, and I was like, if all these people can have so many different identities, why can't I just say I'm Korean? And these trans activists went absolutely crazy, saying this is outrageous, this is shocking. But really, it does beg the question, what is the difference? If you can change your sex, which is a very dramatic thing, changing your gender, then why can't you change your race? And obviously I've changed my opinions over the years, but it does expose this trans movement as a hypocritical movement.
Right. And there's one thing for it to be hypocritical, right, and not consistent, but there's another thing to threaten it. And when people get angry, it's typically because they're threatened, right? And that if you can change your gender and then you can change your race, then that sort of throws out the whole idea of diversity and equity and inclusion and systemic racism and all the things that have changed the power dynamic over the past 4 or 5 years, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it definitely affects the diversity, equity, inclusion. And, so many people do get very triggered and upset by this concept of some people. And it has become a trend on TikTok called RCTA, people changing race. And it's become a very growing trend. And not just changing race, but we also have, people identifying as non-binary. We have people showing their double mastectomies on TikTok. And, there are kids watching that. So at the end of the day, this doesn't tick the diversity box enough for these trans activists. But, it does expose how hypocritical and, this movement really has no kind of boundaries. They're just attacking people that change their race, but then praising and celebrating people that, announce they're non-binary.
Yeah, I know you wrote about this in your book, and I'm fascinated to understand, sort of, help us understand what kids and their parents who are faced with this question need to understand about the people who are pushing it.
Well, look, it's very good to be inclusive, and we live in a society where adults can choose how they feel, how they identify, and there generally are people that are transgender, and, that is supported by the majority of society. Sure. But the issue that is affecting parents now is kids being indoctrinated with, whether it's transracialism, transgenderism. They're being taught this on apps like TikTok, social media. You even have some school districts pushing gender ideology and, changing genders and race even on kids. And that is where we have to draw the line, because at the end of the day, kids might want to be a pirate one day, but we don't suddenly cut off their leg or their eye and affirm them as a pirate. So we really need to think about protecting kids. And adults can make decisions, but kids should not be influenced by what they see online. And kids should certainly not be swapping races or swapping genders until they're an adult.
Yeah, in the reaction of those who say it's a good thing and celebrate one and not the other, kind of tells you everything. Ali, we appreciate you talking with us. It takes somebody very brave to come out and say, hey, this is what happened, and this is why I've changed direction and plotting a new course. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Leland.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.